Hey, hi guys, welcome back. Hey, Capricorns. So this week is all kind of fanciful, magical storytelling. We did Akashic Record stuff a little earlier this week, and now I'm going into the dream state messages, the 5D messages, perhaps. We have Kindred for the first message out. Libra just had that come out as like their fourth card, I think. So I don't know if this will be at all connected, but we have in the 5D realm, we have got either a large group of soul family that surrounds our Capricorn and is there to support Capricorn during this phase of their growth and their tree of life. By the way, probably next week on Monday, I always change my backdrops on Monday and we kind of change the themes. Just FYI, I didn't say this in the Libra video, but I should have. I have a backdrop that is so much like this, but it's a photo I really took. And there's a swing hanging in the tree. And I cannot wait to use that as a backdrop and see how it shows up on camera. It's, yeah, that'll be interesting. So just heads up, Capricorn, there could be an interesting message for my Capricorns starting in on the beginning of next week. So maybe I'll try to get to Capricorns. I'll try to make them my very first video on Monday. Okay. Aside from the ones that I do for the members. But we have the chakras. Chakras, well, we've got a ton of energetic alignment. This is, you notice that this is the chakras external as well to, and if you read about chakras and auras, there is this concept that the chakras and auras are connected and that we talk all the time about the 7 chakras, but in truth, there's like over 100, depending on who you talk to, and they extend well beyond the body. And here we see that energy. So either we have a very powerful Capricorn, and on the energetic plane, like the ancestors are surrounding Capricorn right now, saying, "Sweetheart, you are very special, and you are one of a very special group. You are someone who exudes energy, and we can hear you at all these different planes of existence. Maybe this Capricorn resonates with different guides, different protectors, different ancestors, not just those that they're maybe more attuned to internally, but perhaps those that extend far beyond and form like a protective shell around them. This feels like a very gifted, very special, very unique Capricorn. And on the 5D plane, it feels like they have almost like the strata of, when we think about like the layers of the atmosphere or something, it's kind of like there's this atmospheric energy that extends and kind of encompasses our Capricorn. The writer. Okay, so right now our Capricorn is being heavily guided by, I'll say, the cosmos, the Milky Way. Maybe they're a starseed. Maybe they are someone who is really being inspired to write their life story here on planet Earth, and they've got like their whole little like spirit team cheering for them, cheering them on, and giving them a little bit of, advice like, hey, Capricorn, remember, like, you have this, tangible body here on planet Earth, and there's all this stuff that you can make happen. But remember, you're a star baby first, and we're all surrounding you, and you're kind of like you're representing our whole group. So, do it well, go big, do all these wonderful things in your lifetime. This feels like, I feel like we got a little cheering section going on from the spirit world for our Capricorn. And I think that our Capricorn is being encouraged to write the most fantastic life story for themselves. What we see. Maybe this Capricorn is supposed to write down what they visualize in life, how they are viewing this world. But almost, if this Capricorn is very connected to the 5D realm, maybe they have some fantastic messages that they are downloading from whomever their guides are, and maybe bringing that into language that others can understand, but their messages from beyond. This could be like, perhaps maybe this Capricorn could really write a guidebook for the afterlife. Maybe they could write a guidebook for, how to work with the flow of the universe. Maybe they could write a guidebook for people to read about, connecting to the spiritual guidance that exists. And maybe it's going to be something much more precise, and it's going to be like, I'll give a title here, angels everywhere. Maybe that's because we see like an angel out here in the middle of the forest, but it's not really there at all. It's more like, it almost feels very poetic, and it feels like our Capricorn is being guided to express something very beautiful, something very light, something very shining, something that would be very uplifting. And they have a unique way to have tapped into this information, and they could share it with others and lift others and help others to be able to feel it, to see it. We have got procession, and we have surprise date. The other messages from like the spiritual world, I'll say, or the less tangible world, I do think that Capricorn is like a bridge between the spiritual world and this tangible one, and they are being encouraged to use their gift of vocabulary, their gift of vision, to convey some of these beautiful, beautiful, reassuring, helpful, elevating messages. They might be like a mouthpiece for the spirit world, which is an amazing gift. But when we see this procession and the surprise date, I have to say this is going to do wonders for them as well. I almost feel like this is a Capricorn that could be breaking into like a whole new avenue of life, a whole new group of people they'll start connecting with. I mean, if I were going to put it simply, this feels like a character who is finding the light. They have been reborn. They have been made aware of like some very powerful connection to the best aspects of like the universal flow of love. And they're able to share that, and they're able to comprehend it, and they're able to kind of live in that energy space now, even while they're here on planet Earth. And, they're going to eat, and they're going to party, and they're going to, be a human too, but they're also living in like this really, like simultaneously being really conscious of the spiritual world, and how, if you know how to look, you can see all these beautiful, the beautiful evidence of the universe giving that loving energy, or bringing the angels, around us all the time. I almost feel like our Capricorn, in a more poetic sense, is going to be able to look at things like a growing forest and be like, oh my God, they're living their own life. Just because they don't speak my language, they are very much alive. They have their own spirit. I can see it now. And I don't mean that they're actually looking at it per se. It's more like a comprehension. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well. Probably poetry would be the better way to describe it. Poetry and song lyrics are things that can really express the nuances of things that are hard to put into straightforward vocabulary. Great poetry, great songs, they have a way to phrase things so we all know what it meant, but they didn't use the exact words to describe the feeling or something along those lines. It's God, I think for me, that instantly what popped into my head is Tom Waits. Tom Waits is such a great lyricist, and I think if anybody captures the poetic, where we know just what he means, even though if you were to write down his words to his songs, you'd be like, well, those sentences, what does that mean? There's a great song, there's actually two in my head right now, but one is called I'll Never Let Go of Your Hand, and the other one, I think it's called That Feel. And he says something about like, I cross my wooden leg and I'll swear on my glass eye. And it just, we have this image now of somebody that's like saying, like a pirate, I've been through all kind of seafaring adventures, and I've lost limbs, and I don't have great vision anymore, and I don't see the world the way it is, and I'm a little tarnished, and I'm a little bit broken. But if there's one thing I won't lose, it's that feel. It's like love. No matter what happens, no matter what hell I walk through, I'm still going to feel that thing. It just feels like, I don't know if I would describe this very well, but perhaps our Capricorn has the capacity to find words like that to describe and paint a picture and give impressions of what they're trying to convey. This feels like it is going to push our Capricorn forward, and not only them paying attention to this purpose that they have on Earth, and this is very much like a life purpose that's becoming really clear to our Capricorn. It is also listening to this, hearing this, the messages that are coming from like that angelic realm or the universal realm, however we want to look at it, them working with that, sharing it, living it even, that pushes them forward in their day-to-day life, and it very well may bring them to a very special person. This is the pathway that they're being pushed forward. It isn't just like their life purpose is to be able to be a good songwriter who can convey messages from the universe. It's not that they need to just become a writer and write a self-help book to convey the messages from the universe. It's that it will impact their own life in a very beautiful way and propel them forward to something that is destined for them, someone perhaps, some place that they need to be. 8 of Pentacles, something that will, either this is someone who will become their muse and help them in their life's work, someone who's like maybe, well, we started out with kindred, right? I was going to say kindred spirit, someone who will help them to move forward. We just got the Chariot, huge emotions. Capricorn, I'm wondering now if Capricorn hasn't gone through some very painful experiences and they've come out the other side. And that's what all of this is. Like, they've always had their angels around them, even during the toughest moments. But what they didn't realize until now is that those things are so valuable and they can share some of that with others, but they themselves have migrated beyond it. And if they are meeting somebody, if talking about this, moving through it, becoming, someone who shares this information, they've looked at life through a different lens and through hurt and pain and a whole, avenue of broken bones and sorrows that they've had to finally, heal from. I'm not saying they actually had broken bones, but this is, the representation of so many things that are over in my life, so many things that were unsatisfying in my life. Yet through those experiences is where I found my connection to my, my higher self. That's really where I got in contact with my angels, with the connection to the universe. And that's what's really inspired me to have some of these very profound thoughts that I can now share with others. But ultimately, it's also propelled me forward. And I realize now my past experiences, my ability to convey and speak about them and share those things, and how bright I am, even in spite of everything that I've been through, those things combined are pushing our Capricorn right to either the person that they're supposed to be with, the person they're supposed to get in that Cadillac and ride shotgun with them, and they go off into a new world that they create together. There is a chance to build, I don't know why I feel like somebody's moving to Spain. I feel like somebody is, I know this is a big, huge, American car, right? But I still feel like this is drive over the mountains and we're in Spain living this sun-drenched lifestyle, living together happily ever after. It feels like our Capricorn went through some serious crap. They were kind of like emotionally burned down, and then they kind of rose again like the phoenix from the ashes. But through that, the hurt and the pain, they found something so profoundly spiritual that they believe in. And that was part of their life's work. Maybe they're going to become a best-selling author, a book of poetry, a book of something to do with either the spiritual world, an esoteric book, or something maybe about self-help. But ultimately, that action pushes themselves into where they're supposed to go next. And there is a powerful, maybe empath that they are meant to connect with. And it's like this person has been on the other side of this experience and this writing project, or they're sharing their experiences that they had to go through that. As soon as they're done, it propels them into this other relationship. And I do feel like it's a relationship with someone. Ten of Swords, King of Pentacles. I don't think our character will ever have to look back. I think they have, in their lifetime, this Capricorn is completing a massive journey that was devastating, and it was loss, and then it was repairing and rebuilding, and it was finding grace and finding a belief system and finding love for the universe, and then shifting gears and moving into a new connection that is perfect for them. Someone who possibly has done something very similar, who's been waiting to meet someone just like Capricorn. We've got all the honeycomb. This is somebody who's sweet as can be. I said, I feel like somebody's moving to Spain, and we have like a toreador here, a bullfighter. Certainly that could be a tip of the hat to Spain. On the other hand, it kind of looks like a mariachi outfit as well. And I think of that more associated with Mexico. But all said and done, we have a very beautiful emotional bond in the tangible 3D world that Capricorn is being pushed toward now that they've done a lot of work on that 5D existence. This Capricorn, it's like they blur the lines of sometimes their 5D experiences. They bring it into the 3D world, and they like write about it, and then they go right back up to the 5D realm again, and they're feeling drawn or pushed toward someone that is really they're going to meet that person in the 5D realm, a fellow like empathic individual with some spiritual attributes. And then together they're going to be able to dip back into the 3D world and really build this life that's really stable. I don't think I've ever seen a character who crosses the 5D and the 3D so many times in one storyline. They're back and forth, back and forth. Their experiences here propel them forward, spiritually in the 5D. Then they dip back into the 3D. It's back and forth. It's like, honestly, it's the best of both worlds is what I would say. This Capricorn's life hasn't been particularly easy, but they have certainly evolved in a higher plane, and now that's allowing them to really have a beautiful 3D existence as well. And there is somebody very special. That King of Pentacles would be a perfect match. They could be a fellow Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo, but we have an amazing match, and I think those two are going to make honey. They might have bees in Spain. All right, you guys take care. Thanks so much for being here. I loved that one. Thank you for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.